Hello, YouTube. This is Ben Gessel. I know I've been on vacation for a bit and am changing up a little bit how I'm going to do social media as well um, from here on out. But for a while, I'm going to be trying to spend less time on YouTube, more in regards to responding to, uh, just spending less time on browsing and videos and responding to just dumb comments. I'll be putting up some videos, but I won't. Maybe I'll try not to spend too much time on each video, or just put less emphasis on that. But I'll still try to put out some videos for you guys. But um, maybe a few things at the outset here. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna have a little bit different kind of approach to social media in general. Um, for this first video, though, I'll make a few of them today. I'm gonna talk a little bit about media in regards to what I personally believe should be paid for, what should be free, and all those kinds of things. Copywriting kinds of issues and things. So I mentioned a few things about originality and things before in a different video. So I don't know if I'll talk about that too much about this one, that topic in this video. So I remember a time when I remember the VHS movie or tape, old tapes, right? The old video recorders. You put the VHS in, and you put it. I remember that area back in the 80s. Era. And I remember tape recorders and tape, cassette tapes. I remember, and they're still hanging around here and there. I don't know. And then when you wanted music and write old records and things, when you wanted music, back in the first off, let's start with music. When you wanted, I'm going to treat this a little bit historically, but a little bit, if you want, for a second, if you wanted music back in the, 50s, 60s, and 70s, you bought records, right? I mean, you could buy records, you could listen to the radio, and things like that, vinyl, and you could buy the great, the 70s, types of record players. Some of them got really, there. This is kind of older technology, right? This was coming out before I was born. I was born in 1978. So, yeah, and if you wanted movies, you could rent that from the library. I think they might have had, the library had, all your educational things plus, I don't know, their golden book things. I don't know, family type stuff. And if you wanted movies, you could check out movies. You could check out movies from the library. I remember that time period. So you check them out. You can also rent movies from Blockbuster and Hollywood, and some other ones like that. And they're all VHS blocky big things, right? And if in video games there was I remember the cartridge era and everything like that, the Ataris and the old, I guess, Nintendo things. I don't have any. I never had Nintendos. I just remember these old big cartridges you put in, video game, systems and things. And so then, of course, we went eventually to CDs and DVDs, and that's been around for a long time. And then, video game. There was the floppy disk. Floppy disk went to CD, and then eventually later on, you get to our technology. Everything is in the iCloud. You just buy things electronic. You don't have it physical, not it physically, but you own it on the iCloud, right? And you have a Blu-ray, for more high def, higher quality movies. If you really value that, I've never really valued Blu-ray very much. I don't care that much for state of the art graphics of movies. Some people do. I don't. And then yeah, I mean, but all the other things we have nowadays, and so I remember all this stuff. I remember all the internet stuff, all the way on with Napster, all the way through. I mean, all the online stuff. I know about all that stuff, right? So okay. So that this all being said, this is giving you guys a little bit more idea where I'm coming from. So I own a lot of CDs, a fair number of them, mostly classical CDs, and it's movie theme type CDs, and I really haven't used them for a while. It's everything's on YouTube, right? But I still have a lot of music, and I also have, of course, a fair number of movies, also on I think they're DVDs. I don't. Oh, do I own any VHS movies? I don't think so. I mean, VHS. I know there's places you can go to convert VHS to DVD or whatever. Okay, so I own both music and movies, and a fair bit of them. But when you, particularly with movies, if you own movies, once you've seen all the movies that you own, well, the main thing that you could do is you could trade them with other people, or you can have people borrow them, and you can borrow some from them. It's a good thing. A good thing too, if you want to, my opinion, if you want to borrow movies, someone that has friends that have movies, you borrow some movies from them, but then they can borrow movies from you. That way, if it's an equal trade, you can get your stuff back, and they can get their stuff back. It's too tempting sometimes to borrow something from someone, or they borrow something from you, and you don't return it, or they don't return it for a long time, thinking that you're gonna do it, but you don't. We all mean to return stuff, but sometimes it just isn't done. Right? So it's just a good thing. That's a side note. So, but okay, so that's all fine and good, right? So things the iCloud thing is, I still have. I bought some stuff on iCloud. It's just taking a bit. I'm still a little bit uneasy about the idea of it. As long as it's still there, right? As long as it doesn't go away, because these are things you paid. It's nice when you pay money to own something tangible, right? So of course with video games, on Steam or things, I see a little icon. I know I own something, right? Video game on my computer. So it's taken also some getting used to with Steam and GOG or whatever. I bought new games with those guys, and just here and there a little bit. So this increase, this development technology, for me was easier when I was younger. Getting a little bit older, I'm not old, I'm definitely not old, but I'm still pretty young. But the thing is I am getting a little bit more, suspicious of very, very recent technology, for hopefully reasons other than just, I'm not 20 anymore, but it was easy for me to make the jump with technology again when I was younger. Where am I going with all of this? Well, basically, it's just that the idea comes. So here's the idea: we want to hear. Well, with music, that's my career. So sometimes I just feel like, there are times I just want to, get away from. It's a saturation in classical music, right? Yeah, I totally understand that, feeling. Absolutely. But the thing is that, I don't know. There's a lot of free classical music on YouTube, and majority of classical music was written before things really got going with copyright law and everything. So most of it's out there. You can buy the sheet music on IMS. Oh no, not buy. You can download it for free on IMSLP. Like lots and lots of pre-19 early 1900s music, or you can listen to it for free on YouTube. So You know, there are people. I mean, I understand this. I mean, I'm the same way. But there are people that will still buy music from really high quality orchestras just because they want that particular orchestra, that sort of orchestras, you know, with under that conductor's, you know, kind of recording. But I wish more money was going toward class. You know, okay. What I'm trying to say is most music out there is written earlier, so the composers are dead that wrote that music. So you know, it's nice to be able to hear all that stuff basically for free. Basically, as long as you have internet connection, you can hear all that stuff on YouTube for free. Or there's free recordings on YouTube, and they're fine. Of course, there's composers nowadays that are writing classical music, of course, still myself included. But I think we should still get paid, and hopefully we do. But I won't get into the whole publishing thing. Basically, it goes without saying, there's a lot of people that are kind of watchdogs for popular music, some more than others, but this stuff is often, in my opinion, is much less. It's much less worth. So you know, people ask me, what do I think of people pirating music? Well, it's not right, but honestly, it kind of depends on the artist. If you want to pirate something that some songwriter that nobody's ever heard of put together in 10 minutes, you know, and then, you know, it sells millions of copies because people think it's real music and good music because some person it's really, you know, camera friendly, you know, and oh, that artist needs the money, and they have millions and millions to begin with. Hey, if you want to rip off anybody, rip off those guys, but don't even think about it when it comes to people that actually put a lot of time into their music and a lot of effort and thought and all that stuff. And the music is still amazing to listen to. Don't even think about it. But, you know, it's a messed up world we lived in. It's a very, very messed up world. And so anyway, we're getting to movies here in a second. So I mixed feelings about, you know, pirating music. But I tend to be not really very sympathetic toward many people that are popular musicians when it comes to that sort of thing. And then there's people that sample music and all that stuff. I just, you know, it's a big zoo. People that should be getting the money are people that are good at composing. That's my opinion, right? And if you're really good at songwriting, which is, you know, then, you know, if you're the songwriter, you should be getting paid if it's a really good song. If it's not something that, you know, you just you should be getting paid for the effort, right? And if you really feel like if it's you know, and again, a lot of people are still very, in my opinion, have poor musical taste, very poor. And I just say there's a lot of people out there that are like that. And if you know you're that kind of person, you know, do everyone a favor and at least hear some music that's a little bit more sophisticated from time to time, so you actually know what good music really is. Please do us all a favor. You know? Okay, so I'm not just putting my glasses on just for the heck of it. So, okay, so movies. Now this is where we get into the interesting. We all know. I don't know. It's not. I don't know. With movies, there's on YouTube, right? Especially YouTube. Movies seem to be more of a hot button topic. With should you pay for it or not on YouTube? This is what the conclusion I've come to with movies, particularly. If you've rented a movie before, or you've seen a movie before, and you know how it goes, you remember it all, particularly if you've seen it more than once, and you don't own it, right? If you do own it, even it's boxed away somewhere. Now, if you want to just, you know, you just on YouTube, like, oh, it'd be great just to see that one movie again. I'm gonna see if I can find it free, you know, on YouTube for free. And you have a hard time finding it. You're just like, you know, I've done this. Sure, I've done this several times. More, you know, I'll admit it, sure. You know, we all have those times just when on YouTube I see a free movie, right? And it's hard to find one, right? I know. Well, my opinion actually, I realize is this: if you've seen a movie before, and you want to just see that movie again, it's I want to see this movie again because I like whatever it is, even if you can't really place. You liked, like for me, I like Jason Statham's acting, for instance. So I like to see Blitz. You know, I don't know. There's something about Blitz. I like England. I like Jason Statham. I like, you know, there's a lot of cool stuff about it, and we all want to be a little tougher. We all want to be able to, you know, get the bad guy, right? So, okay. I've realized, at least for me, that I don't need to see a full movie in its entirety with state of the art, you know, graphics. If I'm seeing something for free, right? If nobody's making any money, and I'm just seeing this again, I've seen this before. You know, I don't like to see just little few-minute bites of movies, right? Like that's all over the place. That's not really what I want to see. I don't want to see that. Right? It's nice to see something though where you get some of the movie, right, with some parts that are left out, or you get the movie with bad graphics for free. And if you don't want to pay any money and you don't mind that kind of stuff, I didn't mind. I realized I don't really mind. Depends how bad the graphics are, of course. But I don't mind large parts of the movie being left out because I've already seen the movie before. I know how it goes. I just, hopefully there's some scenes that, but you want to be able to see something. If you know you want to see a movie from roughly the beginning to the end, roughly. But you don't want to pay for it. Your mind can fill in the parts that are missing if you've seen something before. So if you haven't seen a movie before, okay, here we go. If you have not seen a movie before, and it's got really, really high quality acting, right? And it's something you really want to see, well, you should probably pay for it. No, you should. Not probably, you should pay for it. And the only time that you don't need to pay for it is if the creator, the director, right, of the movie puts it on YouTube or something like that for free. You can always get something. YouTube prices are probably, I don't know, the same ballpark as Redbox as far as I know. And there's always Netflix, but Netflix, Netflix. I gave up Netflix mail stuff a while back. I might give Netflix up, actually, because the streaming doesn't have very many things I'm interested in, so I'm going to probably just give a call soon. There's nothing wrong with Netflix. I mean, not really. I think we're all just getting very tired of the low quality movies that are keep being made. We want good stuff. So many of us will keep seeing old stuff. In the meantime, if you want to see something, and sometimes something comes out pretty decent. I mentioned Jason Statham stuff, Interstellar with Matthew McConaughey. So, I'll watch Jason Statham, I'll watch Matthew McConaughey. There's a bunch of other actors and actresses that I think are great. But there's a lot of stuff that is just like, right? Okay, so, movies, music. Yeah, if you haven't seen something before, and you really want to see something, unless it's being offered for free, and there's a lot of free stuff on YouTube, it's B-budget, but some of it's actually worth watching. Depends on what your tastes are in music, in movies. Okay, but yeah, you should, and if you haven't seen something before and you know how it goes, be content with something that, leaves parts of the movie out. Because your mind will fill in the middle stuff, and don't worry about it. I realized, we have these copyright laws in place so that, because, it's intellectual material, it's copyrighted material. I think those laws are fair and right for everyone. Now, I think the more that, it is very generous for filmmakers to put things on YouTube for free. So I think it's also a good idea if you have the means and you like it, movies enough, you should by all means donate money to up-and-coming filmmakers that are are good people and are making good movies, it's a good thing to do, I think. They can certainly use the money. The poorer someone is, the more they need every nickel and penny, everything. These wealthy executives, though, and we all, this is a kind of universal suspicion of and dislike of very, very wealthy. If you have tons of money, you're going to have enemies, right? But we often think, oh, these people have so much money they won't miss, and some money. And that I understand. I have some sympathy with that train of thought, but it depends on. It kind of depends on who it is you're talking about, and just to mention what I'm talking about here a bit more. Again, I mentioned the pop music thing already, and how I feel like that so much of that stuff is just garbage anyway. So it's just I don't buy it. I don't listen to it. And with some movies that are very big budget, some actors, it's a much more complex question as to how much value is there really in some movies. I'm more inclined, though, to give those actors, even if they have millions and millions of dollars, I'm more inclined to give some of these actors money if they're producing something that really is of real worth for entertainment or that sort of thing. I'm not talking about, I know you can get into the morals and things, and I think it's sometimes a very good idea if you don't like an actor's morals, their personal life. It's probably a good idea for you to not pay any money to support that actor's what they've been in. Now, of course, there's many different actors in a movie or actresses, whatever. Personally, I'm just going to come out and say this. Why not? Some people love Justin Timberlake. I don't. So I don't really watch anything with him. If I do, it's very, very rare. But I don't make it a point to boycott anyone. I'd much rather, some say, oh, this other actor I like is even worse than Justin Timberlake. Right? Oh, okay, well, okay, I just happen to not like Justin Timberlake. Right? Sometimes it's a personality thing, sometimes I think it's a moral thing, but whatever it is, just do yourself a favor and don't feel like you have to get this or that movie. We all are choosy about movies. Hollywood should be held to a high standard. And I think it's a good idea to still be critical of again, anything that we oftentimes refer to as being associated with the Illuminati, that sort of thing. Just absolutely, yeah. That's a different subject. So, but a little bit. But getting to video games now. Well, I'll just touch on this briefly, but between these three types of media: music, movies, video games. Video games are probably among those things that I think we most commonly will still pay money for to use. Movies and music, we often feel like we need to be entitled to free music or free movies. Some be it vain. Free video games is something we also like very much, but we will sometimes stoop down to very dumb video games just to play something that's just like mind candy, right? So I'll put it this way, it'll be very interesting to see how this subject plays out next 5-10 years. If anything, I think I would hope that people value good music much more than they do now. I would hope that people value movies that are made by good people that have, I hope that people, at least the first time they see a new movie, unless it's really just really big budget, that they'd be willing to pay a few bucks to see it for the first time. I hope there's more of that. Of course, I love to find the gold mines on YouTube where someone puts something for free. I know. And then I hope that with video games that they just become more enjoyable. I think they're still very dumb. A lot of So, all right, leave me your thoughts and comments below. Catch you guys later. Bye.